Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you might be watching this. Welcome to Breathe Within Yoga. My name is Julianne Duffy, and welcome again to my practice. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate you watching this video and deciding to take this time to come into your breath and take care of yourself. Especially at this moment in time, there's a lot of chaos going around. It is very therapeutic and really just good for yourself to take some moment and some time to let everything go, to focus on something like the breath, the moment, and space. So let's get started. Today we're going to do a gentle yoga practice. So come to a comfortable seated position. Legs can be crossed, straight ahead, whatever feels appropriate this morning, afternoon, evening. And let's take a deep breath in. So as you take a deep breath in, let the shoulders come up towards the ears. As they come down the back, we lengthen through the spine, activating the core, sitting up tall. The hands can be on the thighs or just by the sides, whatever feels a little bit better. And we're gonna have our chin is level. We're avoiding tucking the chin to chest. Find a non-moving spot to gaze at or close your eyes. Let's activate the core. Belly button to spine, pulling up on the pelvis. Strong midsection, kind of imagining if your head and your legs were cut off and your arms, this midsection is active. We're strong, belly button spine, pulling up on the pelvis, active muscles. Let's take a deep breath in here. Feel and notice the lungs expand. And then as we exhale, just let those shoulders continue to be down the back, sliding down the back. We're gonna round our left hand. We're gonna let our right arm start to come up towards the ceiling. And we're gonna gently lean to the right, to the left, as our gaze comes into the inside of the right arm or towards the center of the room, keeping the right hip grounded. So we're avoiding having that knee start to come up, or the hip start to come off the floor. Allow yourself to take a deep breath in, feel the torso expand. And then as we exhale, we're gonna try to use those core muscles, belly button to spine, pulling up in the pelvis, lengthening through the torso, elongate through the arm. And then let that arm gently release, planting this time the right hand towards the hip. Let the left arm start to float up towards the ceiling. And we will reverse as we gently lean towards the right. Let the gaze come to the center of the room, inside of the elbow, keeping the left hip grounded. Deep breath in as we elongate through the torso. Exhale as we imagine we can go a little bit deeper. Let your breath take one more focused moment here, expanding through the torso. And then use those core muscles to assist coming back through center and release. Perfect. Shake out the shoulders, release them. And let's close our eyes as we stretch out the neck. We're gonna bring our chin towards our chest, stretching through the back of the neck. Let's take a deep breath in, sitting up tall, chin to chest. Feel that beautiful stretch into the trapezius, the upper shoulders, back. Maybe even into the shoulder or lower back, depending on where you might have some tightness this morning, afternoon, evening. Let's stay here with our breath as we take a deep breath in. Notice how the torso expands. Notice the space coming into your body. And then as we exhale, the chin, we imagine we can get a little bit closer to the chest. Give yourself a triple or quadruple chin. This is when it's good to have that. Let's take one more moment here. Deep breath in, let the torso expand. And then as we exhale, coming back through center, let's drop our left ear to the left shoulder. So we're feeling that stretch through the right side of the neck. Again, the gaze can be towards the center of the room or close the eyes. And we're just encouraging the ear to get as close to the shoulder as possible. And then with the right shoulder, it's coming away from the ear. So you're feeling the stretch right through the neck here. Take another deep breath in. Notice how it feels to become aware of the breath today. And with our exhale, just let go of anything else. So if there's any observation, sensation, noise, internal thoughts that are coming up, let the next breath just send them out. As we've done before, maybe imagine that they start to transmute into a golden healing light. As we release them, it becomes a healing energy. Let's take another deep breath in here. And then as we exhale, we'll gently bring ourselves back through center, sitting tall. Let's drop the ear to the opposite shoulder, this time the right ear towards the right shoulder, feeling the stretch into the left side of the neck. Again, let the gaze come wherever's most comfortable. Take a deep breath in, sitting up tall. And then as we exhale, imagine we can get that ear a little closer to the shoulder. Beautiful stretch into the left side of the neck. Become aware. Maybe we're observing a difference between the two sides. Maybe we've gotten distracted. Whatever might have come up, let's bring that back in with the next inhale. Notice what's come up. And then as we exhale, focus that breath, letting go of that which we don't need, those observation sensations. And maybe we imagine as those leave with the exhale, they start to transmute into golden lights or little bubbles of healing energy to be sent out. Take another deep, full breath. Let the torso expand. And then as we exhale, we'll bring ourselves back through center. Perfect. Shake it out. Let's get ourselves onto all fours as we come through some cat and cow this morning, afternoon, evening. So making our way through to all fours, knees under the hips. Toes can be tucked or flat. We'll spread our fingers nice and wide. And when you're ready, drop the belly, tailbone to the sky, opening through the chest. Deep breath in as we come through our cow variation. And then as we exhale, round the chin to the chest, scared cat. Close the eyes if that feels good as we follow the breath once again. Deep inhale. We let the torso expand, shoulders away from the ears. Deep inhale with this breath. Exhale as we release, letting go. Once again, deep breath in, opening through the torso, belly drops. Let the gaze, if the eyes are open, towards the ceiling. And then again, exhale, release. One more here. Deep breath in. Let the belly completely fill with this breath. Notice how it is to let the belly drop. Shoulders away from the ears. And then as we exhale, round that spine, we're getting squeezed. All the air is going out. And let's come into child's pose. Open those knees nice and wide. Let the toes touch. Allow the arms to extend forward. Let the chin drop towards the chest. See if you can get your forehead flat to the floor. If not, maybe you stack your hands to let the forehead land on there. Whatever feels good, just allow everything to release. Chin towards chest, release the torso, feel the body lengthen. We're gonna take 3 deep breaths here. So as we inhale, notice the torso expand. Feel yourself coming away from the floor and the thighs with this deep, focused breath. As we exhale, we're getting a little bit closer to the floor. Maybe we can walk those fingers just a tiny bit further away, feeling that beautiful elongation in the arms. Take a tailbone towards the feet. Another deep, focused breath. Feel the breath increase the entire torso with this beautiful inhale. Notice all the areas of the lungs being expanded through the front, side, back of the body. And then gently let the breath slowly go once again. Last focused deep breath again. Allow the torso to completely expand as we inhale. Breathing, filling up the entire lungs. And then as we exhale, let that breath again completely go. Seeing if it can be a little bit longer than the inhale. Seeing if we can melt a little closer to the floor. Walk those fingers a little bit further away. We'll take 1 more minute here. Noticing how this feels to bring all that space into the torso. And then on the next breath, we're going to activate. So core, belly button to spine, pulling up with the pelvis, strong core as we start to walk our hands back towards our torso. Gently coming up through kind of kneeling position. Okay, we're going to come through to kneeling and we're going to start by sitting on our, well, I'll start with mirroring you, the right side. So let's come onto our right side. So this is kind of our mermaid pose. Our legs are out towards the left. We're going to use our left hand on the top of the left leg. The right arm, we're going to gently let it start to float up towards the ceiling. So we're sitting tall, keeping that left hip grounded, the left arm is extended towards the ceiling, feeling that elongation through the oblique, and the seated bones are still towards the floor. If this feels good, stay right here. You're just getting a lot of opening through the side of the body. And now if you want to take it a little bit deeper, on the inhale, we're going to lengthen through the left fingers, and then we're going to start to lean towards the right. So let the hand start to come over towards the, The right hand over to the left side. As we inhale, we lengthen, and we're feeling that beautiful stretch into the right side of the body. The gaze can be to the center of the room, maybe to the inside of the arm. Feeling that beautiful opening. So let's take 3 deep full breaths. Another deep inhale. Let the torso expand. Feel the space being created. And then as we exhale, we're just releasing a little bit more into that stretch. 2 more breaths. Another deep full inhale. Notice where the breath goes. There might be more space here in the oblique than the other side. So the right side is open. The left side might feel a little bit closed. Let the exhale go. Last deep focused breath here. Inhale, lengthening. And then as we exhale, we're going to use those core muscles to assist. Bring yourselves back up. Lengthen through the right side. Let the right hand plant a few inches from your hip. Fingers can be pointing towards the top edge of your mat. And then we're going to start to lift our hips. So we're going to start to bring the left palm towards the ceiling. We're going to start to lift our hips up. This is our first variation. And the left arm comes towards the ceiling. The gaze can be wherever's most comfortable. And then we'll gently come back down to our hips. And let's go to the other side. So come through kneeling over to the left side this time. Letting the right hand land on the top of the right leg. Let's extend through the left side. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale as we start to lean over towards the right. Once again, we're keeping the seated bones grounded. We're lengthening through the side of the body, all the way through the fingers. The right hand is relaxed. The gaze can be towards the center of the room or maybe to the inside of the arm. Let's take a few deep breaths again. So as we inhale, notice how the torso expands. Notice where there's space being created. And then as you exhale, see if there's a little bit of room at the end of that exhale. So you can sink in, go a little bit deeper. Take another deep breath in again. Maybe notice how the breath can open more into this one side than the other, just how the position affects the breath. And then slowly let it go. One more breath here, deep, full inhale. Let the torso completely expand with this beautiful breath. And then as we exhale, we're going to use those core muscles to assist bringing the left hand to the mat. So again, it's a few inches, maybe about 6 inches from the hip. The fingers can be pointing forward or towards the short end of the mat. Grounding that hand. We're going to start to allow the right palm to face towards the ceiling as we come up and lift those hips. And the right hand might come towards the ceiling or up and over the ear towards the left side. Deep breath in as we lengthen. And then as we exhale, we'll gently release. Bring yourselves back through. Let's come through all fours. Let's bring our knees close together and we're going to come into a child pose once again. So with those knees nice and close together, reach those arms overhead. As we exhale, let the torso melt over, chin to chest, release. If you can, again, let the forehead come right to the mat. Allow those arms to extend. Exhale, let the breath take you a little bit deeper, releasing. On the next inhale, we're going to slowly sit up nice and tall. And let's come back to seated on our glutes. So coming to seated, we're going to open up our legs nice and wide. So we're going to come into a V sit. So while we're here, what we want to do is we're going to actually move the flesh from our seated bones. So we're sitting up on those bones as much as possible, rotating the hips inwards. Our feet are active as if we're stepping on the floor. So we've got that beautiful V position. Now we're going to start with our hands right by our hips. Fingers can be pointing forward, maybe out to the sides of the short end of the mat. We're going to lengthen through the torso. So bring the shoulders up towards the ears. Let them roll down the back, lengthening through the torso, grounding those hands. Strong abdominals, belly button to spine, pulling up on the pelvis. So you're feeling strong in that midsection. Take a deep breath here. So we're lengthening, we're tall, we're strong, we're feeling a lot of activation, letting those legs go open as far as comfortable, little bend in the knees. Let's take a deep breath in again, elongating through the torso, strong midsection. And then let's take a deep breath in, rotate those arms overhead. We're going to twist to our right. So we'll twist our hips, more the torso, keeping the hips forward, torso to the right leg, lengthening through the arms, and then we're going to start to bend at the hips, leaning to our right side, lengthening through the arms. We'll keep our fingers pointing towards the wall or whatever's in front of us, towards our right. Take another deep breath, and then as we exhale, let the hands land onto the leg, let the chin come to the chest. So we feel this deep stretch, again, maybe through the obliques, right from the left hip, through the oblique into the back of the body, all the way through the arm. Anywhere in between is perfect. Legs, hips. Let's take another deep, full breath here. And then as we exhale, we're going to slowly bring ourselves back up. Let's rotate those arms overhead. Deep inhale. Let's twist the torso over towards the left leg, lengthening through the entire upper body. As we exhale, we're bending at the hips. Let the hands land onto the shin, thigh, wherever they land. Again, this time, the right hip is grounded. We're feeling that stretch through the side of the body, hips, glutes, legs, wherever that juicy, wonderful stretch is. Feet are still active, knees have that little bend. We always want to avoid locking the knee joint. One more breath, lengthen through the torso, strong abdominals. Exhale, release. Next breath in, we walk ourselves back through center. Let's rotate the arms towards the ceiling. Little bend in those knees still as we fold forward. So we're just going to let those hands start to land in front of us. If you're completely flexible and you can bend right at that hip, at the hips without rounding the spine too much, you can bring your torso flat to the mat. I'm not there, so I'm just going to make an effort to rotate the hips forward, but of course the feet are active and the tailbone is kind of tucked under. So we're bending at those hips. The hands can come right out in front of you. Maybe there's a bend in the elbows, maybe they're straight. We want most of the work to come from the hips for the bending. We want to avoid rounding the spine. For this first one, we want to try to keep that elongation, straight, lengthening throughout the torso. Belly button to spine, pulling up on the pelvis. Deep breath in, strong legs. Exhale, imagine maybe we can release just a little more forward on the exhale. Let's take 3 mindful breaths. Once again, another deep, full inhale. Exhale. 2 more breaths. Notice how it feels to bring that inhale. Fill up the entire torso. Let the breath release as you melt just slightly more forward. Last breath here. Deep, full breath. Let that, what I like to call the lung cage. I made that up myself. Let the lung cage expand. It's the entire area, kind of under the ribs. And then let everything go. Let the chin come to the chest. Allow yourself to melt forward for this last few moments here. And then we're going to slowly start to walk ourselves away from the floor. Bend those legs. Slowly, it's going to feel like you're really old and legs are detached. Slowly bring those feet together and shake out the legs. Perfect. While we're here, let's do a little bit of core stuff. We'll do some boat poses. So from here, we're going to sit up tall, still on those seated bones. Let the bottoms of the feet touch the floor. We're going to grab at the back of the thighs. So grabbing the hamstrings here, knees pointing towards the ceiling. Elongating through the torso again, belly button to spine, pulling up on the pelvis. Shoulders away from the ears, feeling strong. If this is enough and you're already shaking in your core, stay right here. If you want to take it up, you start to bring those heels off the mat. Maybe we start to balance one foot and the other. Maybe the feet start to come parallel to the knees, or we can start to point them towards the ceiling, wherever you want to go. We want to keep the torso towards the thighs, so avoid falling backwards. We want to keep ourselves strong. So grab onto those thighs if you need to, or let go if you want that added level of challenge. Take one more breath here. And then as we exhale, let the breath go, round the chin to the chest, and release. Perfect. We'll do that 2 more times before we come to the floor. So when you're ready, let's sit up tall. Let's grab the back of the thighs. Let's get ourselves into the boat pose, waking up those core muscles. Belly button to spine, pulling up on the pelvis. Strong midsection. Grab the legs. Let the feet start to hover. Letting them go wherever feels most appropriate. Keeping that strong midsection so you're not falling away from your legs. If you're shaking, that's great. Smile for that level of challenge. And exhale, release, rounding the spine. Let that go. Whew. Another deep, full breath. Sitting up tall, last time through our boat pose. Let those feet start to come up wherever feels most appropriate. Again, they might just be hovering a little bit. That's okay. Feel those core muscles activate, belly button to spine. Let those legs come up. Imagine we're squeezing something between those thighs. We smile, remembering this is only temporary, like everything. It's only temporary. And then we exhale, release, round the chin to the chest, hug the knees. Perfect. Let's make our way to the floor, lying on our mat. So however you want to make your way down, rocking down slowly, hug the knees into the chest. We'll do a quick twist and into our Savasana. So from here, let those arms come out to either cowboy surrender, so that is the 90 degrees, or out to a T. We're going to let the knees drop to the right as we gaze away over the left side. Let the right hand, if it feels if it feels good, the right hand comes to the top of the left thigh. So we take this a little deeper, keeping the shoulders flat to the floor. Gazing away from the knees. Let's take 3 deep breaths. Another deep, full inhale. Gentle exhale. Notice the next breath. Releasing. Last time. And then as we exhale, release the thigh if your right hand is on the top of the left leg, and then gently use those core muscles, belly button to spine, to assist bring yourself back through center. Take a moment here, let the feet land on the mat, lift the hips as we gently drop the knees to the left. The left hand can come to the top of the right leg. The right arm comes out to that cowboy surrender or T as we gaze away from the legs, keeping the shoulders flat, feeling that beautiful elongation and stretch through the obliques, back, legs. Take our 3 deep breaths. Another deep, full inhale, let the torso completely expand. And slowly let that go. Another deep, full breath. Releasing on the exhale. One last focused breath. Let this inhale completely expand the entire lung cage, because that's a legit place. The lung cage as you take this next breath in. And then as we exhale, we release. Perfect. Use those core muscles one final time to assist bringing yourself back through center. And we're going to come to Savasana. So allow yourself to come to lying. The knees can be bent if that feels good, or just let the legs flop open. The back of the arms are supported by the floor of the mat. Rock the shoulders under. Tuck the chest. Allow yourself to be supported by the floor. As we come into our next breath in our Savasana, we'll once again become mindful. Notice how it feels to bring the breath into the torso. Notice the expansion into the torso. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, releasing, as you slowly sink a little closer, melting into your floor or your mat. Let's do that 2 more times. Another deep, full breath. This time we maybe visualize the breath coming in as a golden white healing energy, just expanding through the entire torso, filling up your body. So as it expands through the torso, the inhale grows. You start to feel the energy. It comes through the arms, the legs, into the head. Your whole body is immersed in this energy. And then as you exhale, you just let go of that which is not needed. So you hold on to that beneficial energy as it replaces all those energies stuck in our body that we don't need. And as we see that leaving, we notice how it starts to transmute into a golden healing energy, little bubbles floating off to help other people. Let's take another one of these beautiful visualized breaths in. So as we inhale, we again see this light, this healing light, just completely fill our entire torso. It starts to expand through our limbs, out through the fingers and toes, the head, the neck, everything is completely filled with this beautiful healing balanced light. As we exhale, we notice maybe grayness or just energy started that wasn't needed, that was stuck in any level, mentally, physically, spiritually in our body, is being dissipated. It's not needed anymore. And as we let go of that, we notice again how it transmutes into a beautiful healing energy sent out to help others around us. We'll stay with this visualization for 2 more focused breaths. Again, breathe in, feel, notice, see the light completely encompass your entire being. Sitting here just glowing, vibrating in this beautiful higher energy. There's no room for anything of lower vibration, and you notice that on the exhale, anything that still might be there, might be little, that's still stuck in, is starting to dissipate and transmute into healing for other people. With this last breath here, we bring in that healing breath once again, just a little bit more. There's just that little bit more we can pull in to replace that which is not needed. We feel the energy completely expand through our entire torso, arms, legs, heads, once again encompassing, filling us up with this love, this healing, this bright light. And then as we let go of that which is not needed, we once again see that energy transmute into healing energy to just be put out into the energy, the ethers beyond us. Knowing that with our intention of sending out healing energy, it'll be caught by those that need it. And then we just let the next breath come in. Just naturally notice how it feels. And then as we exhale, we release. And we'll just allow ourselves to float away into stillness for just these last few moments. Slowly, we start to bring ourselves back to our bodies, wiggling our fingers and toes. As we take the next breath in, we just notice how much more connected, balanced, and healed we are. So as we take one more beautiful healing breath in, we just notice how it fills us with light, ease, and relaxation. And as we exhale, this time we just intend that it sinks within us, knowing that we can always come back to this place. When we're ready, we'll slowly make our way over to our right, coming into recovery. Allow yourself a moment here. Take 1 or 2 breaths. Again, check in. How does your body feel now here at the end of our practice? How is your state of mind? How do you feel? And then as we exhale, just letting anything positive just reverberate as we release anything we don't need. We slowly make our way back up through to seated. And then when we're sitting tall, we'll lengthen through the torso. I'll gently close the eyes if that feels appropriate. Let the arms rotate overhead as the hands touch, bringing the hands to heart center. And once again today, we finish with our Namaste, which means the light within me acknowledges and sees the light within you. Namaste. I truly hope you got something out of this practice today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, subscribe to my YouTube to stay updated with when I post the videos. And do share this with anybody that might benefit from my classes. Please feel free to share them. I'm also doing, starting next week, live classes, which will be my full traditional classes. There is a little bit of a fee to them, but then you're going to get more one-on-one and it'll be better quality and stuff like that. So if you are interested, there will be a link in here. If not, check my website, breathewithinyoga.com. And again, please like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, let me know, give me some feedback if you do appreciate these, so I know it's worth me continuing. Anyways, have a fantastic day. Stay grounded, stay with your breath, come back to your breath anytime you can. Namaste.